Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Mbak Esti Rahayu Wulandari. Good evening.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, sir.
How is life? How are you?
Oh, fine.
Fine. Yeah.
I'm
Congratulations,
fine. Yes,
Mbak Esti. Esti, ya. Is that the way I should call you? Mbak Esti.
I see.
Yeah, it's a big day for you.
Yes.
This is something you have been waiting for quite a while as a student. So yes, congratulations. Finally, you got this stage, research paper presentation defense. Yeah, and today I'm Fitri Kurniawan,
Yes.
becoming your examiner for your research paper dissemination. And I'm glad to say that wow, welcome. It's almost done. Yeah. So do you feel nervous today?
Yes.
Okay. I don't see it.
A little bit nervous.
No problem. A little bit is no problem. You have to feel nervous because it's a signal of your preparation, right? You need and you expect something from yourself, and I think you're good to go. Okay. The research paper is controversial issue in unplanned movie. Wow, I watched the movie, especially after you sent me the text. Yeah, I go find the movie and watch. Read the response analysis. Esti Rahayu Wulandari 8320170248. Okay. So before we start, by Esti, I will give you the agenda for today, as you have already known and expected. Only 2 sessions. Yeah. I will open this and I will give you the tutorials. It's not tutorials. It's a monologues presentation. You have your time to present. How many slides do you have today? How many slides do you have today? How many slides?
14,
14. Okay, good.
15, 15.
15. Okay, make sure you focus on the point of the slides that you really wanted to share. You don't go reading everything there. Yeah. I hope you can go skip 1 or 2 slides that you think, well, yeah. You go for the most interesting part of the slides. Yeah. And then the second session, the second part, which is the main, is question and answers. Yeah. Best. Yeah. I think you already know this. I will give you the questions. I have already with me a list of questions, and the question will not be a mystery questions, right? The question will be all about your research paper, so no problems. I think you will be just fine. Okay. I think that's it for the
Okay.
housekeeping rule for today. Yeah, a little bit of that. Do you have questions?
No, sir.
Okay, I think you're ready, right? So take your time. Time is yours to start now. Okay, Mbak Esti, yeah, go ahead. Time is yours, please.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before I
Waalaikumsalam
start my
warahmatullahi
presentation,
wabarakatuh.
Before I start my presentation, I want to introduce myself. My name is Rahayu Wulandari, and today I am going to talk about my research entitled Controversial Issue in Unplanned Movie 2019 Video Response Analysis, and Mrs. Yeni Prastiwi PhD as my advisor. There are 5 contents for this presentation. The first is introduction, the second is literature review, the third is research method, the fourth is finding and discussion, and the last is conclusion. Now let's move to the first content, introduction. According to the research conducted by Pierre and Friend in 2020, there are at least 200,000 abortions each day. This high number attracted the attention of the society. So on this issue being argued by the society, there are people who agree with abortion and there are people who against abortion. Because of this controversy, the issue of abortion became a social issue in the society. This issue also attracted the attention of art workers. Some of them are Mike Lynch, which directed a movie entitled Vera Drake in 2004, and Jason Reitman, who released a movie entitled Juno in 2007. Recently, this issue of abortion also attracted the attention of Carrie Solomon and Jaco Solomon, who released a movie entitled Untitled in 2019 based on Abby Jensen memoirs. She is the former director of Planned Parenthood, the one of a women health provider in America. This movie gets some support such as from Mike Pence, the 40th U.S. Vice President, and also ranked 4th at the U.S. box office. This also gets some obstacle such as the R rating from MPAA or Motion Picture Association America, and there are various media reviews to promote. But what attracted the attention of the researcher is the need to know the response and reasons behind the response on the issue of abortion, who strongly support abortion or strongly against abortion. So this research was conducted with a title Controversial Issue in Unplanned Movie. 2019 Reader Response Analysis. And then next slide. There are some problems that want to be solved by this research. The first is what is the most controversial issue according to the reader's response to this movie. The second is how are the readers' responses, and the last is why readers give pro and contra responses. To answer this question, the research aims to identify the most controversial issue according to the reader's response in this movie, and then to describe how the reader's responses, and the last is to reveal the reasons behind pro and contra responses of the reviewers. Now the second content is a literature review. The researcher used reader's response theory by Pitts 1993. This theory shows that the perspective of people influence their response to a literary work. Pitts differentiates this type of reader response into 5. The first is textual. It is related to the knowledge of the text and genre convention. And the second is experiential perspective. It is related to the personal reading experience of each reader. The third is psychological perspective. It is related to the unique and the different intelligent ability of the readers. And the fourth is social. It is influenced by the social role of the society. And the last is cultural. It is related to the cultural background of the readers, such as attitude, moral, religion, and so on. Now let's move to the next slide. Previous studies. There are 2 previous studies. The first comes from Novita, 2009. Novita conducted a research to analyze the response of youth in North Cabonanas to the movie entitled Hantu Abortion. She used reader response theory by Effendi 2003, and the result of this research shows that there are at least 3 point of view or 2 responses that given by the readers. There are positive, negative, and neutral responsive, with positive and negative responses dominate the responses. The result also shows that the respondents are more understanding and feel afraid to have an abortion after they watch this movie. The second previous study comes from Sumaryati in the same years, 2009. And the research aims to analyze the views of protagonists and antagonists towards the abortion in the novel Aborsi by Ida Kristanti. Sumaryati used sociological review of literature, and the result shows that the protagonists have the point of view that abortion is not the only way. It is a killing, endanger the mother, makes sad, and it is an act of sin. While the protagonists have the point of view that abortion is the best way. It is keep the family and keep a friendship. Now let's move to the next slide, the research gaps. There are two different gaps that want to be filled by this study. The previous studies, Novita used different objects with mine. Novita used a movie entitled Hantu Aborsi, and Sumaryati used a novel entitled Aborsi, while mine used Unplanned Movie. And the theory also different between the previous studies and my study. Novita used reader's response theory by FD 2003, and Sumaryati used sociological theory, while mine used reader response theory by Pitch 1993. So these two differences or two gaps shows the originality of my research. And then the next is research method. The type of this study is descriptive qualitative. So this type of the study chosen because the research requires descriptive interpretation and explanation. And the data, the object of the study is unplanned movie reviews that collected from Internet Movie Database. There are some steps to collecting the data. The first is open IMDb. The second is setting the number of stars, review dates, and hide spoilers. The next is save data. The next is select the sample with purposive sampling technique. And the sample have some criteria such as the reviews between March 29, 2019 to May 7, 2021, and the reviews who responding the social issues. And the last method is conduct the data analysis. The technique of analyzing data, there are three techniques. The first is data reduction. So the data is collected and then selected, so the data filtered properly, and then the data was displayed to make a conclusion. And the last is conclusion drawing and verification. So the conclusion was drawn and that also verified. Now let's move to the fourth content, finding and discussion. There are three findings. The first is the social issue. This is a pie diagram which shows the social issues that's getting response by the reviewers. The 7 different colors indicates the 7 different social issues, with abortion and abortion provider as the 2 highest social issues that getting response by the reviewers. And then the second finding shows that there are 3 types of responses that given by the reviewers. The first is pro responses. It means that the readers of the reviewers didn't agree with abortion and supporting the movie, who have the stance that abortion is a wrong thing to do. And then the second type is contra responses. It means that the reviewers agree with abortion or supporting abortion. And the last is neutral responses. It means that the reviewer not merely agree or against abortion. So they just would support abortion or against abortion in some circumstances. And the third finding is the reasons behind the pro responses and contra responses. There are 10 reasons of pro reviewers. The first is that they believe abortion is a murder and a genocide. And then the procedure of abortion is so terrible. and then the abortion law. So they didn't agree with abortion because the law permitted the people or women and the girl under 17 years old to get an access to having abortion. The pro-reviewers also didn't agree with abortion because they think that babies have the right to live. There are some consequences as a result of having abortion, and there is incomplete information obtained by prospective abortion patients that can endanger their life. And the next is because they are a pro-lifer, and it is against religious teachings that they believe. And then they believe that the abortion, and I mean that there are alternatives beside abortion. And the last is because the movie depiction toward the abortion issue that move their hearts, and they tend to support this movie or against abortion. And the contra reviewers, there are four different reasons. The first is they believe the abortion is a women's right, and it is a legal action, and there is no support for women, so abortion is a better choice. And then the last is the inaccurate depiction of abortion issue in this movie. The next is discussion. From the first findings, we know that there are 7 different social issues, but the most controversial or the issue that most discussed is abortion. So abortion is the most controversial issue in this movie. And the second finding shows that there are 2 types of responses, pro, contra, and neutral. It is in accordance with the previous studies by Novita, conducted by Novita in 2019, that people who respond to a movie that raised the issue of abortion tend to give trips of responses to support abortion, against abortion, or have a neutral point of view toward abortion. And the last finding shows that there are different reasons between the pro-reviewers and the contra-reviewers. It shows that there are different perspectives of each reviewers, and it is in accordance with the theory of page 1993, reader response theory. The last section is conclusion. The first conclusion is that there are 7 social issues, with abortion as the most controversial issue. It responds to the first research question: what is the most controversial issue in unplayed movie? And the second, the reviewers tend to give pro responses, contra responses, and neutral responses. It responds to the second research question, how the response of the reviewers. And the last conclusion is that there are pro and contra responses that is influenced by the reviewers' different backgrounds. It's a response to the last research question, why people or the readers give pro and contra responses to this research. I think that's all, sir. Is there any question?
Okay, now before you go to the next session, I need to give you a big round of applause for that one, and please give applause for yourselves. I think that was clear. Esti, yeah, that was splendid explanation. I think you know what you're explaining. Your writing is what you're really explaining. I'm happy with that one. Yeah, excellent. Well done. Yeah. Okay, very interesting. I don't want to get into the.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, let's get to the main session. Yeah, I don't want to get too quick to the session. Yeah. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Yeah, I have a technicals. I'll be back. So wait.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought my little kid was just waking up. and he's still sleeping well. Yeah, so it's fine. Sorry, Mbak Esti. Yeah, okay. So you ready now? So I'm going to start. Can you hear my voice now, Mbak Esti? Mbak Esti, can you hear my
Hello?
voice now? Hello, can you hear my voice?
Yes, I can hear.
Okay. So just let me know if you don't hear. Yeah, I'm sorry about the technicals. My baby is just waking up, and I thought it was just going to wake, and I just peeping out, and he's still sleeping. Yeah, I have a twins. Yeah, but well, forget it. So this is something that I really interested in, the issue of abortions. But before I start everything, I have a lot of questions. I'm very curious with your explanation. The first and foremost question will be by Esti. Why? How do you decide to choose and select this very particular topic for your research? How? Tell me. Why?
Okay.
Okay. You got the
It
question, right? You
starts
understand,
from
right?
yes,
Yeah, go ahead.
yes, I get. It starts from the subject of, I think the subject is semester 7 or
Mm,
6.
okay.
I forget the semester. Uh, I start to found a topic to my research, and I read a thread in a Twitter and
Mm-mm.
found a discussion about abortion. Then I start to find a literary work that raised this issue of abortion. So it start from the issue of abortion, and then I tried to find the movie, and I see this is the movie that I think they recently released at that time. So I choose this movie
Well,
as my research.
I still want you to explain more. What is your personal rationale? Why are you interested in abortion's issue? I mean, for me, honestly, it's scary,
Wait.
right? For me, it's scary. It's a big nightmare. I mean, I don't want to talk about that one. And why do you?
Oh, okay. Uh, I think that I am as a Muslim have the point of view that abortion is a wrong thing to do. Then I think I want to know about other people's point of view about abortion. So that's why I do this research to know their point of view, and I think that can make me understand why they support abortion or they against abortion. I just have the background of my religion to against abortion, and but from this research, I know that there are many reasons to people against abortion or support abortion.
Wow,
I think
interesting.
that's also.
Yeah, I got it. So thank you. I think that's a strong rationale behind your personality. I think, well, yeah, I think that's good. So let's get it into the technicals right now. So when I want you to show me the slide where you can expose all the findings. I think where you have pros and contrasts. I think there are a list of pros and list of contrasts. I think that 10 and 4, 10 pros and 4 contrasts. I don't know what slide it was it, but that was interesting. Let's start from there, right? Yeah.
The reason
Yeah.
on the
Yeah, I think this finding.
is it?
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about this one. Well,
Yeah.
as you can see, there's there's some or not all. Yeah. I'm actually I want you to explain more about how the abortion law, because what the law says about abortions. You say it goes for pro, yeah. Because as far as
Yes.
I know, in my little knowledge, there's a law regulation that allow abortion, and what is it in your finding here? Is it the same that I know, or is it different?
So because this movie is released in America, so the abortion law is of course the related to the American's
Yeah,
law,
United States law. Yeah, of
and
course.
the law, yes, the laws said that abortion is a legal action to do. So the women has the right to do abortion,
Mm.
and the access to abortion the children under 17 years old can get the access to have an abortion at America.
All right. That's
As I know,
problematic.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah. Thank you. I think you have answered my
yes.
question very well, Estin. But let's go to different angles. Let's go to the right side. Yeah. The first list of the contra is abortion is a women's right. Uh, how do you explain this? Please explain this in the perspective of your finding, not you as a personal, right? I'll give you a space for that. But now, from your finding, abortion is a woman's right.
So some reviewers think that the women have the right to their own body. So the baby is they don't think that the baby is a human, another human in their body. So they think it is her body, and they have the right to do anything to their body. So they support abortion, and they think that abortion is a right thing to do to their own body.
All right. Now let's
I think that's
contradict.
the one.
Yeah. Thank you for your perspective, because
Yeah.
that's from the point of your research finding, right? Which is actually okay. Well, that a fair deal. Now
Yes.
let's contradict this with your personal opinion. Well, I don't ask you as a researcher, but I ask you as an individual. What do you think about this finding? Abortion is a woman's right, like their body, the baby womb is not a part of their body. What do you think? Now let's talk about your personal opinion, apart from your being researchers, right? What do you think?
Yeah, in my opinion, yeah, I think that's not a right talk. So we know that with baby, I still use my religion's background. So the baby is another human. So it's not just the women's body; it's also another human in their body. So I disagree with these rights or the woman's right.
I see. So you don't
I
think
mean, the babies also have the right to live.
so you don't think the same as what this finding suggests, that this is not a part of the body. So my self body should say no, I have to abort this
Yes,
because this is not a part of my body. Okay? So are you saying that?
yes, sir.
Okay, well, okay. We got the point then. So let's move. Yeah, it's getting more interesting. So uh, I want to go down to the first references database you use. You use IMDb. Can you explain about that a little bit? Because as far as I
Yes.
know, there are more than one of these things exist. Yeah, I think it's many of them. And why? What is this IMDb, and why do you use this as a main data source? Yeah.
Okay. Why IMDb? I actually didn't know more another website, and I just found some reviewers have ever used this website to do the research. So I think I tried to find this review in there, and the movie also. I mean, I can see this movie there, and there are some reviews, and there are so many reviews there, and so yeah, that's why I choose this IMDb website.
Yeah, just for your information, actually, there are more than, I think, more than hundreds of this, and IMDb is one of the on the top five. I think if you, I think there's not. I think you decide pretty well there. Yeah, there's no problem. Just want to know that you know that this kind of data source is existing there, and I think you decide correctly. Yeah. So now let's talk about the whole story, yeah, and the whole finding. Now I think you did this research very well. The finding is clear. The setup design
Thank
is
you, sir.
is well explained, well written, and how you present it today is like, you know, I can nodding my head like all the time you move on the slide, like, okay, all right. But now, I think I have more on different angles against in this one. Well, the finding is clear, right? There's some existing problematic, divided opinions on abortions. But then, uh, for you as a researcher, what is this to you in your real life? I mean, this whole conversation is happening, right? You can see some pros and reasons why they are pros, some contrast and why they're contrast to these ideas of abortion. And then you say, this is the finding of my research. So now the finding is there, completely well written, but now the implication. So what? So what do you think this can contribute to the society, to the life, to the person, to you as a human being? What do you think? How do you think it will benefit people to read your findings? Okay, as this finding is very, very clear, but when, so what?
Okay. I think from this finding, from the uh, parties or from the contra parties who support abortion or against abortion can know each other between the reason between pro. What is the reason between the pro of the pro reviewers and the contra reviewers? And it is reflect reflecting the I mean the point of view of the society. So as the society who have many different point of view, we can know each other and from the other uh, point of view, and so we should we should not uh, judge another parties with their different point of view because they have their own reasons that maybe make sense for them, and we have to respect it. I hope that this research can makes us to more respecting others with the different point of view, especially the issue of ocean. I think that's all, sir.
Well, very well explained. Thank you. Well, now you can see where I'm going, right? The question is go beyond your writing because you did this very well. So now I want you to reflect this research paper finding and what you found there into the reality where we are living now in Indonesia, yeah, Republic Indonesia, yeah, where the place where we are, born and bred. So let's talk about society right now. There's too much pressures on religious perspective, on the socials, norms and morals, standards. Yeah. Do you think abortions is now? I'm asking you this as a personal, right? And of course, as you as Indonesian researchers, uh, do you think society take part and contributes into the abortions stigma, where females beings or women's are in the side that not benefiting the situation? Because if you can see in the pro contrast, you see, it's all about women's right. I don't think it's a women's right. It's also a human's right to protect yourself, because abortion is dangerous procedures, right? And all I see now, I want you to give your own personal opinion. In Indonesia, whatever the issues on abortions is, actually the women's are objected and subjected to the inferiority because they are not in a good situation. Do you think so?
Sorry, sir. Can you? repeat the question?
Yeah, sorry. I think I get lost in, forgive my language here because I get too carried away about this. And you see what we have in Indonesia right now when we talk about abortion and the woman's right. There's always a blame on the society, like, it's your fault. Yeah, it's the woman's fault. If there's something happened to you and do abortion, it must be you cannot protect yourself from whatever sin, whatever misconduct, whatever immorality happened. Do you think that's happened?
Yeah, I think that's happened in our society in the Indonesia. I actually never found this case of abortion in this area. Is my environment, I mean, at Solo or in my home, like my village, and I don't know what exactly happened to. I mean, the blame and the judgment of the society, but I think uh, known that the Indonesia is so easy to give hate speech. I think it will be to the women who have a pregnancy, I mean unplanned pregnancy.
Oh, ST is leaving. The signal is gone.
Oh,
Hello, are you there? Yeah, things happen. You're freezing and
yes,
out
sir.
of
Sorry.
connection. No problem. It's okay. I think uh, your signal is gone in the last minute when you have already finished answering the question. No problem. Interesting. Yeah. I will respond. I think you answered my question, and
Yes.
I'm pretty happy to see how you respond all my questions. It's all a high order thinking question, I think, so, because I don't ask anything literally from your research paper because I'm interested in the issue and how you present it very well. And maybe you just don't know, yeah, the case. If you don't see, because it's actually it's a taboo thing to talk
Thank
about.
you.
Nobody want to show that, and hopefully it end up in marriage, yeah, because that's the solution the society has in we have in our religious society in Indonesia, yeah. If you cannot do that abortion, then the only way is to give you a price of your whatever you did before, and then you have to get married. I think that's a good price. We got that solution. And if you check the numbers of statistic, there are plenty of the case, but they don't want to show that one. It's something shameful, right? uh, and hideous in the society. So it is accepted that you don't know in Wonogiri, Solo, whatever, but it's existing. If you go further and have time to do a little research, there's so much, yeah? Okay, I think I will give you the last questions, the very last, hopefully, yeah? Because I think we've been running a very good time on this research paper discussion. Please give me uh, your recommendation to the future researchers? This is a very, it really is a, yeah, is a problematic issue, very important issue. So if there are your colleges coming and want to do the research in the same line, what is your recommendations from your research paper?
Okay, my recommendation for the next researchers, they can use because this movie is never been done before, and this is I think the first time. So they can use the same movie, and they can also use another website or other website, and or they can use another method such as interview, because I found that in my research the data of the reviewers, yes, the name account, so I can found is they are girls, I mean women or men, and I can found their age and more specific information about the reviewers. So I hope that another researcher will do a better search in the different method, or with a better reviewer, I think.
Yes, ST, thank you. I think, yeah, the spectrum of the potential of the topic is still open for a lot of more research to come. Yeah, I think you really know what you're doing. I think I'm happy, and the result will be. I think there will be no revision for you. By the way, I think I will straightforward to tell you this: no revision. I will go straight to send the score and marking score after this to the department. Yeah, so congratulations. I think that's the end. Please close your presentation first before we really close, and I give you a little bit review before you say goodbye. Yeah, okay, you can close your presentation, Basti.
Okay, I think that's all for my presentation. I hope that this research will be useful for another researcher or another people around the world.
Amin.
I think that's all.
Amin.
I'm sorry because of my mistakes. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I know at the end of the session you are struggling with signal. I have a delay. I count like 3-second delay, and then but don't worry. I can still understand what you're talking about. Yeah. So I hope you can still hear my voice. This is the end of today's your big day. Yeah. Congratulations, Basti. I think I didn't find many student researchers like what you did, especially in the literatures block, that can explain and discuss the topic as good as you. I think I'm happy to be your examiners and witnessing what you're doing. Yeah, congratulations for your good performance today. Yeah, and last but not the least, I always do the quick survey. You are girls from Wonogiri, Jatisrono. Tell me personally, honestly, do you want to be a teacher after graduation? Honestly, if you don't want it, it's okay. I have always these quick survey questions at the end.
Actually, I don't think to be a teacher. Maybe another kind of job.
Yeah, no problem. I think you have the right not to become teachers, and I think teachers one of them. At least you can teach your kids someday in the future. Okay, thank you for the answers. I think I will send the recording soon, probably tomorrow, because I'll go straight downstairs to see my kids. I have a lot of kids down there, lovely kids. Yeah. Happy weekend, and please send. I don't know. I think you have already sent everything on the email. So I will before Sunday. So I will send everything today after this, and let me know if you need some signature or whatever. Yeah, ST. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, bye ST. Please tell your parents soon as possible. You did finally. Yeah. very well, and my warm regards. I pray that you can have a good and best futures, whatever you want it to be. Tak doain terbaik ya. I think it's a bright future for you. You've done pretty well, and inshallah, may Allah make it easy for you. Yeah. Okay. I'm signing out. Fitri Kurniawan, your examiner today. Mbak Esti, it's been a pleasure and privilege to be with you today. Okay. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.